It's 2025, and can the MacBook Pro finally game? Well, you're probably looking and purchasing this for the editing power, but you're a gamer and you're thinking maybe should you get something else? Well, I'm gonna put everything to the test and play a couple games like Call of Duty and Elden Ring to see if it can handle it. When I first purchased this laptop, it was gonna be strictly for editing, but the gamer inside of me was curious if this MacBook could actually handle some games. You know, being on the go and sometimes not bringing your handheld with you, you're curious if this can handle a couple games to just kill some time. So I went ahead and downloaded Steam for the Mac OS, and come to find out after launching it and installing it, half of the games don't even run on this Mac OS. So I was just like, should I maybe have gone with a Windows computer? And I know a lot of y'all probably like, yes. Duh. But I love the aesthetics and I know this MacBook is a powerhouse for editing. And this is for YouTube. I bought this thing to become a full-time YouTuber. Well, anyways, fast forward, I did some YouTube searching and found a guy called Tsai. Again, shout out to him. He does phenomenal videos on Apple products and how to get games to work on their programs. So phenomenal videos, but I found a video called Crossover or something along the lines with Crossover. So I went ahead and did some more research on it, and Crossover kind of saved my life with this. So let's get right into it. Let's go over to Crossover and see what it's all about. So when you run over to the Crossover page, you're gonna see a Mac OS. Go ahead and click on that, and you can either buy it now for $74 or do the free trial. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and just click free trial. And I went ahead and typed in all my information, so I'm a couple steps ahead of y'all, and then I downloaded the trial. Once you download the trial, it's gonna give you a couple options there. Make sure you sign up and do everything you need. And then also make sure you move it to the applications folder. Once you do that, you're gonna have an app look just like this. It's gonna bring you over to the Crossover page. A couple things that I learned that you wanna make sure you turn on is D3D Metal, and then you want to turn on M-Sync as well. That's gonna help with your graphics and all of the rendering and whatnot. So then you're gonna go ahead and go to install at the bottom left, and you're gonna type in Steam. So once you type in Steam, you're gonna go ahead and click on it, and on the top right, you're gonna go ahead and click install. Let it go through the whole process, and it's gonna ask you if you wanna run Steam at the end. And after it says that, go ahead and click off of that so it can finish the bottle. Bottle is a location where it's gonna download most of your games or programs for this. So make sure you do that. And one thing I suggest is go ahead and put an external hard drive in there. That way all your games are not taking up the memory on your MacBook, but instead going on that external hard drive. So I went ahead and did that. But I know you're probably asking, can you play all games now? Well, not all. I know it struggles with a lot, but if you see on my screen here, you can go ahead and see that Counter-Strike works, Cyberpunk works, Elden Ring's one that works very well. I didn't see Call of Duty, so I had an alternative route for that one. And that one's Game Pass, but we'll get to that further into the video because I know a lot of y'all are wondering, can you actually play Warzone on this thing? Well, when I first opened up Elden Ring after installing it on Crossover, it was extremely laggy. I'm like, this does not work. It's not gonna work at all. This was a waste of time. So I walked away because my son needed something and came back around 5 minutes later, and come to find out that I just probably needed to just catch up with all its shaders because it was running super smooth. So the first 5 minutes of games, it seems like it is pretty slow trying to render and catch up with the graphics. After that, once it gets everything loaded in, it works great. I didn't have any flaws, and I was able to game for a good 20 minutes before I decided to continue on with this video. Pretty neat. But now let's go ahead and jump over to Warzone. So I couldn't find a way to play it on Steam. It didn't look like it was compatible still. So after some more research, I remembered that I have Game Pass Ultimate for the Xbox. So I went ahead and went on to Game Pass and looked for Call of Duty, went ahead and clicked on it, and it was available for cloud gaming. So once I clicked cloud gaming on there, I went ahead and booted it up, and this thing was the worst experience I've ever had. I was curious if it was my internet connection, so I went ahead and plugged a Ethernet port to it, and no, this thing is not running smooth. The cloud gaming experience with the Warzone or Battle Royale games, I'm assuming, is just absolutely awful. So Call of Duty cannot play. Warzone without going through some hoops, again, not worth it. Elden Ring, same thing, without going through some hoops, is just not worth it. So gaming on a MacBook, in my opinion, is a thumbs down. I don't recommend it. I think you should maybe just save up for a console, maybe a stay-at-home PC, and keep the MacBook a portable laptop for you to go edit on the go. But gaming on a MacBook is just still not there, in my opinion. Not without jumping through loopholes that are just not worth it. I like plug-and-play systems. That's kind of how I like to roll. But hey, if you could help me out with something, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Subscriptions are what actually helps me just stay motivated and helps this channel grow in the right direction. So if you could do that for me, I very much appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one.